Hi Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your September 16th to the 30th, 2021 money and career reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Scorpio, September 16th to the 30th, 2021 Scorpio. Money and career, angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides. So at the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. Let's see what the cards have to say. We have the world, which is absolutely beautiful. And we have the mage, the magician, which this is a fantastic and really benevolent combination to have at our root. In our inner self, we have the 3 of fire, the 3 of wands, and we have the 10 of fire, the 10 of wands. And what's beautiful here is the illumination that comes forward. It's like we're releasing so much so that the darkness is illuminated, so that we see the path forward and we can get to where it is that we want to be. This is mainly around career. We're going to be hyper-focused, or at least just very focused on our career during this time. It's going to be something where we're looking at different angles, we're looking at different ways forward, or just our career work is on our mind a lot. Then we have the star, which is Aquarius energy. If we have Aquarius within our natal chart, that's coming through very profoundly in our emotional self. And then we have the Ace of Cups. Now, this is a gift given just to us. And there's also a healing, a cleansing of the heart and the negativity that has been holding us back. It moves us to the King of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. If you're born on the cusp with Libra, or you have air sign energy in your chart, that's going to be coming through very profoundly in the public arena. But also, you're not going to be anybody's fool. You're not going to be pushed around. You are going to be very direct and distinct within your words. So that's going to be powerful and good. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is a gift of prosperity and success in the public arena, mainly focused around money, or what we value as much as money. Because we have the Magician here, we're taking both of these gifts in a very real way at our root, and there's going to be this transformation that moves us forward. Now let's look at the energy we need to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. It's the King of Pentacles. This is earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. What we need to be mindful of in our inner selves, well, what we need to be mindful of just in general, is that we are going to make the dollar our aim, or whatever denomination we have our aim. And that's a good thing. You know, having a financial goal is always good. But when we make it the only thing that we can think about, when we make it the ruler over us, that's when it becomes toxic. And so we have to be very mindful of that during this time. We also have to be very mindful of following people and listening to people who are just all about the money. They're just always going to be like, how much money do you have? What car do you drive? What house do you live in? What clothes are you wearing? Those type of things. And there's a need here to really get to the roots of what we want and what we don't want. And money is important, but when money becomes like a god, that's when we have to be mindful of it, most definitely. And then let's move to our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels. We have psychic development. This is the third eye chakra. This is trusting our gut, trusting our instincts, trusting our ideas. The third eye is opening. We are moving ourselves forward. We're going to see ourselves in a new way. This is also saying that our angels, our spirit guides are going to be right there with us. There's a power to us. There's a distinction to us. And there's a dedication to us that is really going to guide us to the place that we need to be, to the place that we want to be. And this is a time where we have to start listening to that little voice inside of us, that little guidance that moves us forward, that part of us that says, wow, this is right for me, or, oh, no, this isn't. So that's going to be coming through very powerfully, and it can be a very powerful tool. We can almost see it, though, as a hindrance, because we're going to want to have different aims during this time. We're going to want to have different goals. They're going to want to be less spiritually inclined or less aligned with who we are and where we need to be. And it's going to be more like, I'll prove to you. I'll prove to you that I can be successful. I'll prove to you that I can be bountiful. And that's great. Sometimes we do need that little bit of, yeah, I'll show you type of thing. Anger is a good tool, but when it becomes all consuming, that's where we have to be mindful. And we also have to listen to the voice inside of us, listen to why we're doing things, why we want certain things. Is it the power of acquisition? Is it the thrill of the hunt? Or is it that this is actually going to be good for me? Is it to show everybody, look, I can do this and you can't? Kind of like a nana type of thing, like being a little kid. That's going to be something that we have to be mindful of. Now it moves us to the world. The world is opening to us. And what's more important, we're opening to the world. Instead of seeing ourselves as limited, instead of seeing ourselves as, stuck in one place, we're saying the world is opening to me. The world is open to me. And it doesn't mean that we have to move. It doesn't mean that we have to go off on great adventures. What it means is that we start to see the world not as this terrifying, overwhelming place, but we start to see the world as a place where we start to find our own. We start to embrace what we desire. We start to look at things openly and honestly for ourselves. And instead of thinking, wow, everybody else has their place within the world and I don't. It's like, no, my place can be calm and quiet. My place can be loud and in the middle of everything, but it's my place. And as the world opens to us, we open to the world. We open to new definitions and we open to looking at our inner power and our inner self and what we desire. And it moves us to the magician. As we start to say, yeah, I can walk through that door. Why can't I? It moves us to the magician that says, as above, so below. As I believe it, so it becomes. And so if we think that, wow, it's just too overwhelming, the world opening to me. It's too overwhelming, all this blessing, or it's too overwhelming to think that I could have what I want. I'm not deserving of this. And we don't normally think of that in such a blunt way. It's usually oh no, it's not right yet. I have this really great idea, but I'm going to wait off on it until I lose 10 pounds or I grow, 5 inches or whatever the heck we're going to say to ourselves that is arbitrary. This is a time to say, yeah, okay, this is what I'm going after. Yeah, okay, this is me. And this is what I'm embracing and this is what I want for success and this is where I am. And it doesn't matter what I look like. It doesn't matter, everything that should be stopping me. I can do this. And sometimes it does matter. Sometimes we have this dream, we have this idea, and, excuse me, it doesn't work out the way that we envisioned. But it's gotten us steps further than we ever thought we would have walked. It's gotten us to a place where it's like, oh, well, what if I try it like this? What if I do it like that? What if I see it like this? And then all of a sudden we start to see. We start to see ourselves taking our elemental powers. We start to see ourselves aligning with our gifts and our powers and our tenacity. And it leads us to the 3 of fire. It leads us in our inner self to be able to walk a road that we didn't think we would be walking. It leads us to a place to be able to, see a future that was foggy and murky before. And now that we embrace it, now that we say, this is me, this is what I want, this is where I'm headed, this is what I desire. And we start to see others coming towards us and new things coming out. It's like, yeah, I can do this. I can head towards something that once seemed impossible. And it leads us to the 10 of fire. It leads us to this place where the darkness becomes illuminated. And it's no longer, I'm going to carry around these candles forever until just the right point. I always think of, my mom would always say, save it for special, right? My grandma would say that, my great-grandmother would say that, save it for special, save it for a time where you can show everybody, and it would be like a holiday dress or something like that. But there's this book that I had to read when I was in college, and it was Mill and the Floss. Floss? Yeah. By George Eliot, I believe. And the thing is that it starts off with counting the best handkerchiefs that were kept in the drawer that would never get dirty, so that when her aunts passed, Molly's, I believe, aunts passed, you would be able to see all the wealth that they had that they never showed. And that's what I see when I see the 10 of Wands. It's like all the gifts that we have, all the beauty that we carry within us, but we're not going to show it because we're saving it for special, or we don't think we're special enough to be able to walk out into the world and take down these burdens and take down this hurt and take down this pain and say, there's more to me. There's more to me than the overwhelming unfairness the world has ladled me with, has laden me down with. And it doesn't have to be that anybody else thinks it's unfair. It just has to be that we ourselves see it as unfair, see it as harsh, see it as, enough. And now it's time to shine. Now it's time to illuminate the darkness and see the cardinal in the trees. See the beauty coming forward. See the splash of color amidst all the darkness. And then it moves us to the star. In our hearts, it's like, this is what I wish. This is what I desire. This is who I am. This is what I long for. This is what is intrinsically a part of me. This is what I love. And what divinity is saying here is that I see what you want, but I'm going to give you what you need. And there's a sense of our wishes really becoming part of our hearts again. For some of us, we've given up on them. Life has gotten hard and complicated and sent us down roads we never thought we would walk, and given us problems we never thought we'd have. And now it's starting to see the wishes again. It's starting to see the dreams. It's starting to see the beauty. It's starting to say, you know what? I see the muck and the mire. I get it. But I'm rising above it. I'm changing my energy vibration from being down here, base energy vibration, where most people are more than comfortable, and I'm rising above. And I'm saying, this is my release. I am soaring to new heights. Like the stars in the sky, I am being guided. Our ancestors were guided by stars and birds. And it sounds like poetry or a fairy tale beginning, but it's actual history. This is a time where we start to look at things and say, what I thought I knew isn't it. It isn't the end. It's only just the beginning. And it moves us to the Ace of Cups. It moves us to this place where our hearts that were heavy starts to wash away. And this is so important for our careers because we want to move forward. We see ourselves embracing this path, going to this direction that builds us, that finally takes us out of the darkness and says, yes, this is what I want. It might not be the job that everybody oohs and ahs over, but you know what? There's something to be said for being able to pay your bills and keep a roof over your head and bellies filled. That's important. People don't think maybe they don't think that's important, but we all value the obscene. It is obscene. The obscenely rich, the obscene spenders. But what about the people who save? What about the people who, kind of figure out a way to have things be steady and have things be calm and have things be good? And what if we work towards that life? Instead of saying, oh, I need a Maserati, sitting there and saying, I need a car that gets me from point A to point B, that isn't always breaking down and costing me so much money. I need to be happy. I need to be contented. I need to be stable. And I need to make that happen. And what we're carrying in our hearts, disappointments, hurts, pains, overwhelmingness, just a sense of everything that has happened in our lives that has scarred our hearts just a little bit, that has taken away the fairy tale of childhood, the fact that we could be anything or, go anywhere. And life got heavy and real. And now we're starting to see the heaviness that we carry washed away. We're starting to see our hearts rise with beauty and joy and laughter. We start to see us rise. And that, again, raises our energy vibration, but also lets us know there's more here than meets the eye. And it brings us to the public arena where we're not going to be told what to do anymore. Now, yes, of course, we have jobs where we have bosses and they'll tell us what to do, most definitely. But we're not going to be told that we can't. We're not going to be told that it's not for us. There's a sense here of opening up the door, moving forward in a tenacious, focused, powerful way that says, this is me, this is where I'm headed, this is what I want, and nothing and no one is going to stop me. The King of Swords is the warrior king. We have this warrior mentality when it comes to our determination because we've fought for the ability to voice our ideas. We've fought for the ability to learn, to understand. It has been a battle since, we start walking, to be able to express ourselves correctly, to be able to get what we want from life. And here, it's like, this is the key to me. This is my voice, this is my brain, this is my determination, this is my focus. And it leads us in the public arena. It's like, I'm not taking anybody's bull. And I am so absolutely determined that it brings us to the Ace of Pentacles. It brings us to God's source spirit, however you see the divine universe, handing us a gift of prosperity. Now, the gift of prosperity here is very interesting because it's the dung beetle. In ancient Egyptian times, the dung beetle was seen as something sacred because the dung beetle was seen as following the pattern of the sun. Every day, they'd start with a small piece of dung, they'd roll it till it became big, and then it would be abandoned, just like a day. It starts off small, becomes something big, and then it's gone. The next day will come. And so here we have a prosperity that's never going to translate, the same way that we wanted it to. Each day, we're given this gift. We're given this gift of power, of insight, of ideas, of doors opening and doors closing and ways forward. How do we take it? How do we build off? How do we build that sun? How do we build that passion? How do we build that desire? This is going to be a time where blessings come in. How do we utilize them? Or do we just walk past them, thinking it's just dung? And it sounds like such an odd analogy to make when we're talking about something as important as money. But if money wasn't given this value, if we didn't say these little pieces of paper were worth, whatever, it would become something else, and we'd walk past the paper. It would never be made into money to begin with. And so here, it's looking at what we value, what we want, what we planted within ourselves, what we're nourishing, and seeing ourselves being able to embrace a wealth that we forgot we could have. And it brings us then to our subconscious energy to be mindful of, and it's the Queen of Pentacles. So there could be a soulmate connection here. This is definitely a life lesson coming forward. This is going to be an energy vibration thing too, where it's kind of like we're drawn to certain people, but they don't have the same value that we do, or they don't see us worth whatever, or anything. And we're going to think, oh, I'm going to show you, or wow, that really hurt my feelings. Like, no, keep on going. Don't pay them another thought. Keep on moving towards your goals. Keep on moving towards your prosperity. But again, don't make money your only aim. It's going to be very important during this time. We can also have somebody in our lives that we love, that we cherish, that we have been friends with forever, that's our partner, and they could look at our dreams and be like, I don't think so. Go after it. Go after it. Make a plan. Sit things down. Make sure you're not investing so much money in it that if it doesn't work the way that you had planned, if it winds up being a little bit different, you're not devastated. But go after that success. It's time. It's time for it. It's time to say, I believe in me. And it moves us then to our subconscious chakra energy and its truth. It's speaking our truth. It's understanding the truth as we see it, because that's all we have. We only have the way that we interpret things. And so we're finding balance within our truth, but we're also finding a balance within ourselves. And that's going to be powerful because people are going to say, that person keeps their word, or that person, I don't like them, but I can always rely on them. I always have they always have my back type of thing. And so here, when we embrace our truth, when we embrace the balance of saying, this is what I want, this is what I need, this is what I'm going after, there's a determination and a focus to it that really starts to guide us. We need to open up our throat chakra to be able to express, because once we express in the public arena, that's it. It's like once we see it, once we state it, once we claim it, but through our voice, it's like, that's it. That's what I'm going after. And it leads us to our subconscious rooted message. And it's the Lovers. The Lovers is Gemini energy. So if we have this within our natal chart, again, it's going to be very strong within our root. But what's happening here is that we have to not just be lured away like a siren, because we have here the beautiful woman, and then underneath the skull and the skeleton legs. So she lures people in, giving them what they think they want. And yet it's not what they want at all. And I see that as our world so often. Oh, look how wonderful it would be if you just XYZ. And then once you're doing it, because obviously it's going to be awesome, it isn't. And it's devastating. And it's like, wow, okay, that part of me is drowned. That part of me is gone. That part of me, that innocence, that sense of naivety isn't anymore. And so we're needing to focus on what we love, on what we desire, on what's intrinsically important to us, falling back in love with our lives. And it leads us to our inner self. And that's the goddess of water. That's us. Nurturing the child, nurturing the dream to come, okay? What we are creating, what we desire. This is a time where if we want to open up business, set down plans. Talk with a financial advisor if you can. If you can't, it's like make out plans and go for it. Don't quit your job if money isn't coming in, because if you're at a place where money isn't coming in and bills are still coming, that's terrifying. That's not a good place to be at all. Right? Let yourself build. Build yourself slowly and steadily towards what you desire, towards what you want. If you want that promotion, if you want, to excel, if you want to change jobs, if you want around your career, this is the time to make the alignments with what's needed, because this is the time where we're creating something greater, something more. And it leads us to our subconscious emotional self. And that's the Hangman. We don't see things the same way. It can be because the heart's cleansed. It can be because our dreams are starting to come true. But it's also, we don't see things the same way. And that could be the reason why our heart is being cleansed and our dreams are coming true. We're going to think we're wrong. We're going to think, wow, I should be just like everybody else. I should walk this path. And you know what? No. No. Let yourself shine in your extraordinary way. The subconscious public self is the Tower. Something has fallen apart. The Tower is not a bad card per se. It is simply a card of profound and intense change. A lot of the times when divinity pushes us out of our comfort zone, it's in a kind of slap in the face type of way. But here, it's saying things are changing. Embrace the power. Embrace what you desire. Understand the change. And understand that you get to move forward towards what you want, towards what you need, and towards where you are divinely guided to be. But things are changing out. You're definitely being pushed out of your comfort zone in the public arena subconsciously. It can be even like, oh my gosh, I have to talk to this group of people, or I have to place this order and I don't want to and I don't know how to do it type of thing. So here, we're going to have to balance ourselves and know that we're going to be pushed out of our comfort zone, and know that that's actually going to start to open doors. All right. All right, Scorpio. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace this new and profound path. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Scorpio.